Hello, fam, and welcome to another episode of Motherhood in Black and White. I'm Kaanji.
I'm Tara.
And this week's episode, we're going to talk about eco-friendly living.
Yes.
We're going to talk about some amazing things with an audacious, awe-inspiring Aaronica.
Your alliteration is very impressive.
It's because my mom is an English professor, and she made sure that I knew what I was going to talk about.
I love it.
And Aaronica has the name and the personality that just fits with it. So a little bit about Aaronica. Aaronica is the mom behind the award-winning website, The Crunchy Mommy. And this site is the practically green guide for on-the-go moms like you, Tara, like me, and like a lot of women that are listening tonight. So Aaronica became a full-time blogger after she had her second baby. She's a mom of 3 right now. And in addition to offering tips and tools about eco-friendly living, she's going to share some insights with us this week about fashion, homeschooling, body positivity, and all things.
I'm so excited.
She's every woman. Aaronica's a Spelman alum, and she has a BA in psychology, and she's married to the man of her dreams. And if that's not everything, she also homeschools these schools.
I don't know. That's like the cherry on top of it. I don't understand.
And so our podcast producer says that she is on the line. We have not met this fabulous woman who I'm crushing on already. Aaronica, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for calling in. Now, you are currently in Atlanta, right?
I am, yeah.
And as the crunchy mommy, what's this week been like for you? Wait, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
How did you become the crunchy mommy?
Yeah, please explain that. I love it.
It's so funny. So after I had my second child, I was kind of like the first in my friend group to have a child, in fact. So by the time that I was on number 2, I had some friends who were on number 1. And, you know, when you get pregnant and your friends get pregnant, you're like buddies and all your kids are born around the same time, keep things consistent, right? And so as we were having our babies and, you know, their kids would get hit with different ailments, they would always be like, so do you know of any holistic remedies? And I was always like, yeah, of course I do. You know, for congestion, just throw some eucalyptus oil in the shower with you and take the baby in and steam them out. Or eczema is so popular. All of us have eczema. And so like I was selling body butters that help their kids with their eczema. And you know, they would just tease me all the time, be like, oh my gosh, you're so crunchy. You're such a crunchy mommy. And I was like, you know, you're right. And I'm just going to claim that. And so I bought the domain and that's it. At the time, I just didn't see any Black women in the eco-friendly sphere.
Yeah.
In order for me to have this representation, I just kind of have to become it. And so that's what I did. And even now, like I'm still consistently learning more and more and more about embracing a more green lifestyle so that, you know, we can save the planet while just kind of using the tools and herbs that Mother Earth has already given us.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's so aspirational. How did this start? Were you this way with your first child?
Yeah.
Were you raised this way?
Yeah.
Was I raised this way? Kind of. It's so funny because, of course, like thinking back to my childhood now, and I'm 37. So when I was a kid, we got the vaccinations, normal stuff, but like my mom would treat us holistically, right? So like when we got the flu, there was nothing that was like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like my mom, you know, she would bundle us up and make us sweat it out, keep us hydrated. You know, like I took cod liver oil every morning.
Really?
Of course, yeah.
So Aaronica, let's take a step back. I'm nodding in agreement with you because, you know, my mother, cod liver oil was a staple growing up, just like the cast iron skillets. Tara is shocked.
Right.
As a white woman, I think you are blowing her mind.
And here's the thing, right? Like for Black families, like being eco-friendly and green, like this is kind of like how we live anyway.
Yeah.
It just kind of got like this cute and really fun name to go along with it, right? And a lot of it is because we natively have looked to the earth to heal ourselves. We've looked to the earth for our medicines. We've looked to use entire animals as opposed to just discarding things. That's been us traditionally, even though the eco-friendly is a traditionally white sphere.
Yeah.
Like when you look, you know, you see a lot of white women, you see a lot of white families, not so much representation of Black families, even though this is common for us. This is not brand new. Like baby wearing, hot topic right now. Of course, like there's a baby boom.
Yeah.
Baby wearing. In fact, I'm a brand ambassador with Ergo Baby. Baby wearing is not new for us. It's not new for Indigenous people, period, because we have traditionally grabbed a piece of fabric, thrown a baby on our back, and continued throughout our day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my mom, she didn't use Pampers with any of us. It was all cloth diapering all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I decided to go the route of disposable diapers, she looked at me some kind of way. Like, why
Really?
are you
I know
doing
she was
this?
appalled.
She was
She was
appalled.
like, where did I go wrong?
Exactly. She said, how is it that I can make Aaronica my child and just swap you guys out right now? And so when you had this background of knowing what to do and how to utilize the resources that Mother Earth gave you, did you innately and inherently do that with your first child, boy or girl? I'm sorry.
I have 2 girls and then a boy.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got pregnant with her, I had just filed for divorce for my first pregnancy. And so I was kind of in this weird space, right?
Yeah.
And finding out that I was pregnant, and like I was raised in like this nice upper middle class home, like 2-parent home. It was almost like your Cosby Show type of deal, right? So for me to now already have a divorce, and I was raised Roman Catholic. So for me to have this divorce on my record followed up by single motherhood, I was just like, oh, Jesus, how do I just get through this? Just in the like, I just wanted to disappear, But I was also laid off from work. So
Wow.
I was like, I didn't know that I was going to breastfeed. I didn't know that I was going to go completely natural as far as like delivering. I didn't know I was going to choose hypnobirthing. But when I found out that I was pregnant and like my family rallied around me, they decided that I was going to move in with my mom to have her. And I wasn't working, so I bartered. At the time, I was doing graphic design and I was building websites. So I bartered to do that for a local doula in the area who also did hypnobirthing. So I did that for her, and she gave me her classes. And so it was through hypnobirthing and through my doula. Her name is Pat Burrell. She's out in South Carolina in Myrtle Beach. And it was through that experience that I learned so much just kind of about how we treat our bodies as moms during pregnancy, and how it's more than just growing a person physically.
Right.
There's a lot more to it. So I was just like, well, I can't afford formula, so we have a choice of left and right. And I didn't know if I was going to produce enough milk, but we were just going in with a prayer and like, hey, we're about to make it happen. This is our choice.
Yeah.
I happened to have a crunchier pediatrician for her at the time. Like we had cradle cap, she had chronic ear infections. He wouldn't do a surgery on her. Like he was very like, let's see what happens,
So did you pick the pediatrician because he was a crunchy pediatrician, or did he just happen to be
worked out
one?
that way?
I think it just happened that way. I found the pediatrician through my doula.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So he was pretty in line with how she was. A lot of what I learned about parenting and when to take it seriously versus when not to take it, not to like, when it's like, okay, so we're past essential oils and breast milk, it's time to go to the doctor. You know what I mean?
Right.
I learned a lot from him and in our relationship because he was the type of pediatrician who leaned a lot on mother's instinct.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciated because, when you become a mom, you're like, wait, do I know what I'm doing? Because there wasn't like a book or a guide that was like, hey, girl, this is how you do it. Because we're all out here freestyling it, just trying to figure it out as we go.
Yes.
So
Hashtag
really
doing the
nice
best we can.
That's right.
Right. Winging it. Eyeliner, motherhood, everything, right?
There's no stencil for this.
But I was appreciative of that. Yeah.
How did you get to the point where you went from just sharing this information with your girlfriends to realizing that maybe part of your calling was to share your knowledge with the world and your blogs and everything that you do in this space?
So I've been a blogger since about 2007. I've always loved writing and sharing. If someone would have told me in 2007, though, it would be my career, I would be like, that's so funny. But I like to tell stories, and I find that using words to express a level of vulnerability that I normally wouldn't have written in a written format was just easier for me. And going through single pregnancy, 2009 was just horrible. Like I filed for divorce. I got laid off. I became homeless. I was pregnant. And, then I moved in with my mom. It was like a tough time. And I was just like, you know what, if this is my journey and if I play this right, then I get these lessons. It's not for naught if I can share them with someone else. And even if just one person is like, girl, if you hadn't shared that, like I might have done something else.
Yeah.
So even if I can just impact one life, that's great. That's good enough for me. I've been blessed that I have been able to impact more than one life. And those are the things that keep me going. Sure, I do get paid, but it's like the people who were in my inbox who are like, oh my God, thank you so much for whatever post it was that I'd written or for whatever I'd shared that day on social media. That's what keeps me going.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Your vulnerability and your website, your social media handle, everything about you, it's so authentic and raw and open. You are just out there. It's that personality and your persona is who you are. And it makes you so, so special, which is why we thought that having your voice here for our family was a necessity at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we, if we have people in our family who want to know, like, yes, I believe in saving Mother Earth. Yes, I believe in doing the right thing. But yes, I'm also going to stop and get my Kim McDonald's for dinner tonight because
I am tired and it's easier.
So can you talk to us like some action tips, some real tools that people can use, some moms can use to just help us on this journey? How can we be more eco-friendly and more sensitive to the environment and mother?
Yeah. And honestly, starting out small, making those smaller choices. Like today I got in the mail my first delivery from like FabFitFun. They do the fitness stuff.
I love that. That is, I think mine is at the house too. I can't wait to see what's in it.
Wait, Tara, Aaronica, I'm not familiar with this. What is this?
It's Aaronica. So it's a subscription box. And you get it seasonally. You get one spring, fall, winter, summer. And it's usually got like $200 worth of,
it's amazing.
Merch, like makeup, clothes, household stuff, workout stuff. And you pay like, what is it, Aaronica? It's like $50.
It's $50. In fact, if you are interested, with the code Aaronica, you get like $50 off your first box or something like that.
We'll put that in the show notes.
That's right.
Yeah. Everybody get a discount. Yes.
Yeah.
So even them, they're focusing on presenting their materials in recycled materials, right?
Yeah.
So choosing things like that, making those kind of wiser investments, I'll say, because it is an investment, because like all of those products are an investment in my mental and emotional wellness. And even how you shop, right? Like it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. It doesn't have to be like a thing of, okay, so let me go through all of my toiletries and throw everything away and start new. It doesn't have to look like that. It's literally in the small changes. Target offers really great eco-friendly options. Like they actually have the bar shampoos out there, and they're really great. They offer eco-friendly laundry detergents and house cleaners. So it's in making those small choices. Like I've got a subscription with Grove Collaborative. They send me a box monthly of our laundry detergent, our cleaning supplies, my deodorant. So it's just in making those small changes. One of the other things is like for makeup for women, I love Ilia Beauty, because they have a recycling program, and it's not just for their makeup products. Like for any of the products that you have, you can send to them and they'll handle the recycling in a responsible fashion for you. So making those small adjustments make a big impact. And I think that one of the things that people struggle with trying to be more eco-friendly or go green is just like, oh, I've got to be all or nothing, or I've got to make sure that like everything that I use is compostable. I've got to start composting, and I've got to get this huge $300 thing in my yard. It doesn't have to look like that. That's not how it has. It can look like that, absolutely. And if you do live a zero waste lifestyle, that's awesome. But like when you have kids are messy and filled with plastic. So whereas, with them, some of their toys might have plastic in it, but we will make sure that we don't use bottled water. So we're cutting plastic from that source. Like even our sparkling water is in cans because aluminum can be recycled immediately and reused immediately, as opposed to plastic where 90% of even what we recycle ends up in the ocean. So, you make your swap.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
90% ends up in the ocean.
Even if we recycle.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you get your kids on board with this? How do you make sure that they stay involved and this is a lifestyle that they're going to continue and pass on to their kids?
We watch documentaries. So Zac Efron has his documentary that is on Netflix.
Yes, I watched that one.
So one, Zac Efron is hot. Like he's no longer like the little kid that you're like looking at.
Aaronica, the first thing we have to say is that Zac Efron has grown into quite a snack. I don't understand what happened.
I mean, talk about a Lunchable right there on the screen, right?
Ma'am. I was like, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Delicious.
Stop. 1 second. Yes.
Again, I'm an outsider just looking into this conversation.
She doesn't know about Zac Efron.
I don't know about this Netflix show you're talking about. So let's go back.
Okay. So Zac Efron, he was the star of High School Musical. Mm-hmm. For those of us with older children, know about High School Musical.
He's a lot younger than us, Kaanji. He's a lot younger than us. We'll just put it out there.
Like 10 years, definitely 10 years or
He's
more
like
younger than us.
20 years younger than us.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all cougars.
I'm going to show you a picture when we get off this, and you're going to be like, never mind, you can have that.
Make sure it's the topless one, okay?
I will. I'm going to show her that one.
Yeah. But like even in the first episode, they focused on like these industries that were these like industrial plants that were zero waste.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is so incredible. And they talked about creating clean air, or rather clean electricity using wind, right?
Yeah.
And so the way that they present it, I feel like is an easy digestible thing to do. That's a really great documentary, especially if you have children who are like that tween level, like about 10 on up, because my oldest, she's very into it. She watches it without me.
Oh, wow.
Okay. What about younger kids? Is it appropriate for them?
Kids, so yes, but they may not quite grasp it. One of the things that my 6-year-old and my 3-year-old are very into is they've got these things called like Earth on Netflix, right?
Oh yeah.
And so and it's just a series of documentaries where they talk about the Earth. And as we're talking about it, we talk about how we can keep this happening, right? And stop animals becoming essentially just dying off, their species no longer existing. We talk about what our influence is. We have different books that we read. We have different activities that we do where we will upcycle certain things and we're creating something new. I know for us, we focus a lot on reducing. Like we've got the triangle of reduce, reuse, recycle. Yeah. We don't so much focus on recycle as much as we do reduce and reuse. And they have a lot of fun doing that, because now we've got art projects, or now we have this here plastic bottle that is serving as like helping us to wash hair as opposed to going into the ocean. One of the chores that my daughter has is in picking up trash outside. And so she does get rewarded for that. But more importantly, is we talk about the intrinsic rewards and how that's impacted the soil, right?
So smart.
And with us essentially being on punishment right now, right, with quarantine.
Everybody.
Right. Like Mother Earth is healing herself. So we talk a lot about the impact that not having as many planes in the air, not having as many automobiles on the road has allowed the Earth to just regenerate, and how cool that is, and how just like Earth, our bodies have the ability to regenerate when we don't put toxins in our bodies. So like we do eat fast food, but like we don't eat McDonald's. Like we will eat Chick-fil-A because that chicken is just so good. But it is.
So you're not a vegan?
No, we are not vegan. We have been vegan. We do eat primarily plant-based. Like we don't really eat a lot of processed foods. Okay. But balance, because like if I'm going to be stressing myself out about getting a meal on the table, but Chick-fil-A is 3 miles away.
Right.
We're going to just hop on in the car and like take a road trip down the street. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
There was an article that came out today. The Pew Research Center survey showed that 8% of Black Americans are vegans. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was that high as compared to only 3% of white, all
people.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It was like 3 times, like the Black community is 3 times as likely to be vegan, which was a huge surprise to me.
And I think it's just like a quest for a healthier lifestyle. And that ties into what Aaronica's saying. You know, just make, if you're not willing to go that route and go all in, then make healthier decisions a little bit at a time.
Right.
I think it's actually a combination of them wanting to make healthier decisions and the fact that, honestly, being vegan is a little cheaper. And when we're thinking about socioeconomic status and what's available to us, if we're going to choose between like this here steak that will probably be delicious as a protein or these here beans,
and
the beans are more affordable.
Rice. Yeah.
That's an excellent point.
When Kaanji and I were talking about this article, I think when I first read the headline, I had the same like knee-jerk thought that you did, Aaronica. I was like, well, you know, we have this food equality issue and, you know, the socioeconomic issue. So that makes sense to me. But it was interesting. A couple of people that they interviewed for it mentioned specifically that, you know, due to the higher rate of hypertension and diabetes in that community, they had seen more people going that direction. But also there were a couple of people that just mentioned, and the one that they interviewed that I thought was interesting as well, he doesn't claim vegan because I guess claiming vegan says that you don't eat meat because of how you feel about animals. And actually most people say now they're plant-based if it's more environmentally friendly or like health-wise and stuff. So that was a distinction that they made. But he specifically said, you know, it had something to do with his health. And it also just had something to do with wanting to be more represented in that space, like just to feel more connected to his body, more connected to the earth in a different way. And so as I was reading it, I was like, you know, I had that initial knee-jerk reaction too, but it turns out there's a lot of different reasons that it was going that direction.
Yeah. But I think that it's great that more awareness is coming because I think that veganism is definitely a viable option for many families. Like we were vegan. My kids ate vegan with no problem. The only reason why we did go back to eating meat is because I did not feel as good.
Yeah.
So like I need to have a steak like once a week. You know what I mean?
Just a little bit. Maybe not every day.
Just listening to your body, the intuitive living, like you said, trusting your mother's intuition. Yeah. And okay, I want to take us back a little bit because you got my heart in a place when you were talking about 2009 and what that did to you. But seeing where you are in 2020, can we talk about kind of how you came from the depths of where you were to the highs of where you are now? And I know that you're now married to the man of your dreams. You're gardening with your kids. You have a little urban jungle garden.
Got that MBA, girl. You're just winning all the things.
Yeah. Can you talk to us and share with people some words of encouragement about your journey and what this last decade has looked like and how you got to where you are now?
Yeah. Whew. Cause man, my goodness, right?
Right.
And then I survived a pandemic.
We're all checking that off the card.
Right. Honestly, I was determined to make it, not necessarily for myself. In fact, in 2009, I was on a really destructive path. I didn't care about my body. I didn't care. I was going through a really hard divorce, and it wasn't hard in the sense of like it was like we hated each other. In fact, you know, we still keep in touch. He's wonderful. He has a family of his own. But it was hard because, you know, when you're divorcing, you're having to grieve the loss of a marriage. And I grieved with alcohol. I grieved in unhealthy ways. And I hit my rock bottom, essentially. But then finding out that I was pregnant, it essentially gave me something to live for. Because when I was married, I was told I wasn't going to be able to have kids naturally. That in order for me to get pregnant, then I would have to have an intervention of some sort, whether it be with fertility treatments or whatever. They were like, we can start testing. I already knew I was going to file for divorce, so I declined. So it's bananas because when it happened, I was talking to my best friend and I was like, I can't believe that I'm in this position. And the way that he reframed it for me was really life-changing and how it helped me to determine how I walked. He reminded me that I had everything that I'd ever prayed for. I was miserable in my marriage and I didn't want to be married anymore and I was divorced now. The only thing that I ever wanted to be when I was a little girl was a mom. I didn't plan out like my wedding or anything like that. I knew that there was going to be a husband, but I was so excited about becoming a mom that when I was told I couldn't have kids, it was, you know, heartbreaking for me. And now here I was about to become a mom. So I had the things that I prayed for. It was up to me to take that and continue to grow. And one of the quotes that I listened to when I was pregnant with my daughter was, the immature learn through pain, the mature learn through others. And so it wasn't necessarily that I had to have all the lessons for myself, that I had to experience them, but that I was at the point that I could now pick up a book or watch somebody else's lifestyle and learn from that versus having to have that experience for myself. So I think that hitting that maturity point was really crucial for me. During the time that I was pregnant with my oldest, I did a lot of soul searching. I did a lot of work on my spirituality because I think that in everything that we do, we need to have a strong spiritual practice, a strong relationship with God, a strong walk. And so I worked on that hardcore when I was pregnant. And then after I had her, things were not easy, you know.
Well, you're a new mom and you're by yourself. Yeah. I mean, that was going to be hard inherently, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But then I decided to make the move from my mom back to Atlanta. And I will say that everything that you do in the dark is going to come to light. And two, if you're a genuinely good person, you attract that in other people. So the only way I was actually able to make it out of where I was is because of the connections that I'd made when I was pregnant and living with my mom and living in a place that I didn't know anyone, as opposed to being a mean person or allowing, a lot of times we blame things on hormones and stuff like that. I didn't do that. I tried to really focus hard on staying within my character. And I did that, and I made some incredible friends. And when it came time for me to find a job, they didn't have a problem making recommendations, so I was able to get a job easily. And then I was able to transfer to Atlanta. I always say that, like, on paper I look pretty good, but when you meet me, I'm better, you know.
I say that too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm like, on paper I'm good, but like when you meet me, it's like, oh wow,
it's a slam dunk, obviously.
It is.
Yeah,
man. And so when I moved, I chose not to take a path of least resistance. When I moved in with a girlfriend of mine who also was a single mom, and we raised our daughters together for 3 years.
Oh wow.
After that is when my husband and I were engaged. Oh. And then we moved in together. And then we began to build our family together as well. In choosing a spouse, like, I didn't only choose someone who I was like, oh, he's handsome, oh, he's cute, or oh, like, I chose someone very intentionally. Like, when we dated with a thought of marriage. Mm. It wasn't frivolous. We were very clear about what our intentions were. And I dated him and I married him, and I fell in love with not just the man who he is for me, but the man who he is for our children too. Yeah. Because when you have a child, and when you have a daughter, like, you want to make sure that the people that you present to her are good enough for her in addition to you. Absolutely. Like, if she were to bring someone home that was like, you know, my husband and now her father, I would hands down accept them, you know, and of course I would accept anybody, but I would definitely see the reason why she chose him. Yeah. Because he's loving, he's a nurturer, he gives everything. He has been her dad since she was 3 years old. They are so much alike that you would never know that was not, you know, her birth dad. Right. So, you know, I think that going from living a lifestyle that was destructive to walking with intention is what bridged that gap. And what got me there was because I wanted something more for my daughter now that I knew that I had the ability to have a family.
Yeah. And by you sharing your maturity and your journey with all of us, you're giving better not only to your daughter, but to so many of us who are raising daughters and raising sons. And I love your sense of intentionality. And I love how you just are a beacon of light and positivity, and how you share that with your kids and you share it with the world. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we actually are going to be wrapping up soon. Mr. Podcast Producer is clicking.
We're getting the flag.
He's like, you're going to have her back for part 2 to talk about all these other things.
We do need a part 2 for sure.
You haven't talked about the gardening. We didn't get into the homeschooling.
There's so many more questions.
Your MBA, because you need to give advice to Tara. Tara's getting her MBA now while raising your 10-year-old. But we need to wrap it up. And I would love to wrap this up with 3 rapid fire questions for you, Aaronica. Are you ready, sis?
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
Here we go. Okay, here it is. 3 rapid fire questions for you. Brandy or Monica?
Ooh.
It depends on my mood.
What's your mood right now?
I think I'm feeling more Brandy right now.
Okay. Really? What song? If you had to put on a song right now, Brandy song, you would put on...
What is that one? The one with the moon.
Full moon, right?
Full moon, yeah.
Full moon, yes. Mm-hmm.
Put on Full Moon. I put on Sitting Up in My Room because that's what we're doing. We're sitting.
Yeah.
It's very on brand.
I feel this too.
Okay, second one. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. Black, sugar, cream?
Definitely sugar and cream.
Right.
I actually just found these new sugars. They're like coffee sugars, and they add different flavors to the coffee. Oh, they're amazing.
Really?
Like today I had like some that had like some like cardamom in it. I'm like, cardamom and coffee?
Ooh.
Who would have thought? But here I am being fancy with my coffee.
I see that. Yeah.
All the things. Have some coffee and Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
And here is the very last one. Early mornings or late nights?
No, it depends on what for. I'm not a morning person, but I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out and to like have that moment to myself. But I also stay up late because I like to binge watch stuff. And that's the only time I get to do it with my husband.
So you get to binge watch these. Your husband watches Zac Efron with you? Do you just fan?
He does. So listen, I have to get him to fully commit to this lifestyle because this is not what he, like when we were dating, he was very into McDonald's. And I was like, oh my God, it doesn't even go bad. Now he is like very committed to the lifestyle. So, you know, we do things like watching Zac together.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
I mean, listen to me. Zac's attractiveness right now is very universal. I think even the men around here can understand that he is bringing all of it.
Mr. Podcast Producer is rolling his eyes.
But also, wait, no, Mr. Podcast Producer, how cool is it to bake bread in the ground based off of the natural resources?
I enjoyed that, yes. And was it Paris with the water fountains?
Yes.
Oh my God, that episode blew me away. That Paris had gone to like this fully no bottles, bring your own. You can get water everywhere. I thought that was
everywhere.
Insane. I loved that. I loved that episode. You're right.
And then like even Costa Rica, like how they unschool all those kids.
I loved it. Yeah, I want to go take all my friends and live in a village, just us. I loved that episode. I thought that was so great.
We're going to go live with Aaronica in Atlanta.
There you go.
Let's do it. Let's get like a whole commune together.
We have a couple folks like Tia from episode 2.
Right.
She's definitely going to come, but we have to go to Miami too. That was a part
that's going to be, that'll be our detour first.
Okay.
And then we'll go out to back
Aaronica, can we pick you up? Can you come hang in Miami with us for a weekend?
We're planning a trip.
Okay, that sounds
good. I have many unused bathing suits from the summer.
Ooh, we are ready.
Yes. So before we let you go and head back to your kids, for a mom who is going to get started on this eco-friendly lifestyle, your 3 most important tips, or just a couple of tips that you can give to people who want to start now, what would you suggest?
Reduce your plastic. So like let go of all the bottled water. Get a quality water filter. I suggest a Berkey. You can filter up to 2 gallons or more at a time. I would also say be careful about what you're putting on your skin. It's just as important about what you're putting in your body. And then the final thing I would say is reduce your waste. Look into different ways of how you can cut back on whatever it is that you're using to reduce the amount of waste that you're producing.
Thank you. All good to know. All good to know. Thank you so much for joining the conversation this week.
Thank you so much for having me.
We will make sure that we have the links to some of the products that you mentioned in our show notes, and also to link to the Crunchy Mommy.
Crunchy Mommy.
Yeah.
And all of your social media handles. So great sharing space with you, sis, and meeting you virtually. And I can't wait for us to go to Miami and then for us to move in with you.
That's right.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
It was so nice to talk to you, Aaronica.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor to be here.
Honor is ours. Thanks, new friend. Take good care, fam.
You too.
Bye-bye. Oh, she was fabulous.
She was really good.
Lives the life that I wish I could live.
So aspirational. I looked at her. I looked at her blog and was reading her posts, and I've been following her on Instagram for a little while. And every time I'm just like, I want to be like Aaronica. I need to know how to do that.
Yeah, she talks about gardening with her kids, and her blog posts are really, really insightful. So she has different categories for each of her blog posts, and they're very specific. She talks about her breastfeeding journey and experience. She does talk about the hypnobirths. She talks about gardening with her kids and homeschooling them, and different products that she uses around the house and on her body and in her body.
She shares like so honestly. It's very relatable. Like there's definitely been spaces where I've tried to go learn and like pick up tips or figure out what I can do more of. But her blog and her social media is so relatable because it's not all sunshine and roses. She has tough days with her kids. She has tough days homeschooling. It's not super easy all the time, or, she's still trying to figure things out too. And then kind of what she shared when we asked her is, you don't have to go all in. You can just do these little small things.
And that's what I took away from this conversation, because I'm the type of person that if I'm going to do something, I'm
all in day
one.
Or nothing. All or nothing.
Or I feel like I'm a total failure and I give up.
Me too.
So if I'll start on a diet, I was like, I am eating 0 carbs for the next 9 months and 4 days. And if I happen to have like a piece of bread on day 74, I'm like,
it's over now.
Yeah, so we're going to McDonald's.
Bring it on. Let's go. It's done.
Going to McDonald's for breakfast, Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Yeah.
So I know that what she was saying, there was so much truth in everything she was saying about how we treat Mother Earth and the values we want to teach our kids. I want Roman to understand that the resources on this planet are finite. And I want to do the best I can to leave a better world for him in so many areas. And I think that I'm challenged. I know I'm challenged about doing that in the space of eco-friendly living, and I'm going to commit to doing better.
Yeah, Gage watched some of that Netflix show with me, and he really enjoyed it. And he loves those Earth documentaries. But I have to say, we've talked about this before, that I've had trouble with it. We watch it, but we don't always discuss or like dig in. We just kind of watch it and we go, well, that was fun. You know what I mean? And I think I'm going to, I think when we go back and start watching some of that stuff again, I'm going to make a better point to, ask him questions about like what he thinks that means or how he thinks we could do that better. That's a place I think I'm going to take that away for myself, is like, how can I actually make a conversation out of that stuff as opposed to just entertainment?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to show my husband and son the Zac Efron. I guess I'm missing out on this little Zac Efron kid.
It is. I mean, all funniness aside, and you'll see. But the show is fantastic, and it's very easy to watch and super interesting, not pretentious. You'll love it. It's good.
And we'll report back next week about what I thought about this. Okay, I love it. I love how you give me homework assignments. First take the Enneagram test. Now watch documentaries.
Go watch Zac Efron.
Okay. So here's all right. Now it's time for you. It's pop quiz time.
I didn't know we were pop quizzing today.
You give me homework, I give you pop quizzes.
Yes, ma'am.
Here it is. Okay, here it is. The same questions that we asked Aaronica. Here's for number 1, Brandy or Monica?
Today it's Monica. I'm kind of like Aaronica. It's back and forth. And when you guys were talking about the Brandy song, I was thinking of the Who Is She to You, because I love Timbaland. So that song always gets in my head. But Monica, you and I've talked about this. Love all over me.
Yes.
Every day, all day.
I'm gonna ask Jason to get a copy of you singing it in the shower. And I'm
catch me in the kitchen. I sing it like it is my job.
How about that?
How about that?
Okay, coffee or tea?
Tea.
You're a tea drinker.
I am a tea drinker. I never did acquire a taste for coffee.
Really? Do you drink tea black, or do you drink with honey? Sugars?
I drink tea black, straight up.
Ooh, okay. That's
no sugar, no. It is.
You're just all about the caffeine.
A little bit.
Okay. And the last one: early mornings or late nights?
So most of my life, I've been early mornings. Like Aaronica said, I'm also a workout in the morning kind of girl. I got to tell you, this pandemic's got me off my game. Yeah. My rhythm has gotten a little bit more late night and regular mornings, which I don't know how I feel about it. I'm trying to just accept what is, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah. I taught those 5:30 a.m. cycle classes for 5 years.
I took those 5:30 a.m. classes.
I had to be there at 5 a.m. Like,
I don't know how you did that.
Excited, happy. feed.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
Right, because you would be like, I'm so tired. I'm just going to late cancel. I'm going to pay this.
I would just, I would late cancel. Or I would just like barely give you the nod when I walked in. You'd be like, hey, girl, what's up? Nod. I'm out. Don't talk to me.
But same thing. The pandemic has got me completely changed up. But I will commit to staying up late night 1 or 2 nights this week to watch the Zac Efron documentary. Nice. So fantastic. So family, that brings us to the end of another episode.
Yeah.
How excited were we to have Aaronica join our conversation and have the Crunchy Mommy join our family? We will include all of the links to her social media handles so you can look at the Crunchy Mommy blog and look at some of the products that she was talking about
so
to see
many.
if they fit in with your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think the takeaway for you is just to do what you can, and baby steps are always
just
good
pick
steps.
one little small thing.
Keep moving forward.
You can do it.
So that's the end of it. Anything else we want to talk about before we sign off, T?
I just want to say again, as usual, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you guys with us. If you're listening to us on Apple or Google, you can subscribe. If you're listening to us on Spotify, you can just follow us there. Please keep leaving us those reviews. We read every single one of them. We love them. Hit the 5 stars and make sure you're reaching out to us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you there.
That's wonderful. And just a point, we had some people reach out to us in our reviews and ask about our last episode about our labor and delivery stories. People asked, and the answer is yes. Those were the real screams from the birthing room when I gave birth.
I had to text you because hearing them made me feel a certain kind of way. There's a little PTSD on that one for sure.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, go back to listen to that last episode. And otherwise, we will see you here next week. Same time, same place. Thanks for joining the conversation. Take good care.